Sometimes when folks come to me and we talk about what are their greatest hits, and they're like, I don't know what my greatest hits are. You can look at the data on your website of what are the places that people go and look at frequently, or what are the things that your sales team hears frequently, or what are the things that you hear frequently. Those are your frequently asked questions, more than likely the frequent pain points. And you want to create content around that, because those are the things that people need to work with you for, or need your product or service. And you want to start with just a standalone series. Don't commit yourself. I'd say my words of wisdom for somebody who's a business owner who's thinking about podcasting, because as we know, podcasting isn't a fringe thing anymore. It's mainstream, is to start with your greatest hits or FAQs, create a standalone podcast series about those. We're looking at 5-part series, 7-part series, 10-part series, 12-part series, whatever that is, and only commit to that for yourself and for your team and for whoever you're working with, because you may decide, I hate podcasting. It's a lot of work. I don't really want to do this anymore, but you will see it through for that 5, 7, 10, 12 series. And even if you never want to do podcasting again, because you created content that is your greatest hits or your frequently asked questions or frequent pain points, it's an evergreen body of work. It's a calling card that represents you and your brand and is attractive to your potential clients. And think of it this way. A podcast will either attract or repel, like any good marketing does. Any good marketing will attract or repel. You want that. You want people to lean in,
definitely
jam
want
those
that.
earbuds in, and you also want them to head for the hills and run the opposite direction, because someone who is not your right fit client, if they are a problem client, you don't want them. You want the ones who are your right fit, and you want them to lean in, and your podcast, or whether it's audio or video, as a part of that, or can be a part of that. So I would say, number one, start with a small. And if you decide you want to continue, have multiple standalone series, or say that, oh, that worked out really well, we loved it, now we're going to do season 2, and give yourself permission and breaks to be experimental. If you have a concept for something, but you're not sure you want to put big spend behind it in your traditional marketing, throw a little small series and kind of see how that works. Number one, does it have legs? Send it to your favorite clients or some of your prospects or your leads, and use it as a way to learn. I know right now some of the clients that I work with, their sales team take episodes that we've created, and they're like, oh, one of our prospects mentioned this pain point here. Let me send this to them. And then that becomes another touch point for them to go, hey, here's a podcast that talks exactly about this issue that you're dealing with. Here's a good solution. And then it gives you the opportunity to follow up. Hey, did you get a chance to listen to it? Or here's like 3 things that if you didn't get a chance to listen to it because maybe I haven't had time, here's 3 takeaways or 5 takeaways that speak to that. So it becomes a way to have more communication. It becomes another content revenue stream, and it becomes a way for more of what your brilliance is can be seen across more than just the thing that's working for you all the time. The cool thing about it is that it's constantly working for you, especially if you approach it with an evergreen focus, where it isn't something that has specific dates on it, unless you're doing a daily podcast show or news show, in which case it does. But if you're a business owner, approach it with an evergreen model, invest the money to work with a good team, and then make sure that it works for you, that it isn't just like you invested these resources and this time to build it, and then it goes off into the dark, dusty corner. Amplify it, make it part of your social, revisit it, because the content, because it's evergreen, is good today, it's good 3 years from now, it's good 5 years from now, and just have it be part of your calling card to work for you.
I love how you're talking about it from an evergreen standpoint. I would offer up also multiplier. This is what I love with working with different clients, and especially with those that do have their podcasts, is that we can actually leverage that information across so many channels, so many communication opportunities, that it's amazing. Being able to go ahead and utilize that as a prospecting tool, being able to create a mini series from that is more gated, in that you want to go ahead and only provide that information to people that are serious prospects, to being able to go ahead and utilize it on your website, your social media, all the things, and be able to do something that I would call delight. That's the end goal. You were talking earlier about the white noise and that whole fear flight response that happens when people are in decision-making mode, or they're having that conversation. And you've experienced it. I've experienced it early on when people didn't know anything about podcasting, and definitely not anything about automation. That's manufacturing. What are you talking about? Yeah, let me go ahead and share with you the beauty. So in my best-selling book, I had listened to Oren Klaff's Pitch Anything. and talked about this nugget in there. And for those of you in the audience, this is a beautiful nugget that I think you'll love, and it'll give you a lot of insight into your interactions that you have with everyone in your life. I'm talking about the crocodile brain. We usually think about that fight or flight, freeze fawn type of situation that happens when you're encountering anything new in your environment. And at the same time, I was going to organizational meetings, networking events, picnics, whatever. Somebody might ask, well, how was your day? And I would start talking, and then all of a sudden we're talking about something totally different. And it's like, I know this person really likes me. It's not that they're changing the subject. Why are they changing the subject? It's as if they don't even know that they changed the subject. What happened right here? And I found out with the crocodile brain, there's fight, flight, eat, mate, and ignore. And I was duly landing in ignore. It's like the bird on the back of the crocodile that's eating all the little microbes, parasites, whatever, and is mutually beneficial relationship. And the crocodile, if they knew that the bird was on the back, would probably think that was a really cool thing, but they don't know, they don't care. It's confusing to them. And I was confusing people by talking about things the way I was. And it ended up right there in the ignore column. So they would change the subject, and can't say I blame them, because I've done that too, right? So the magic, though, ends up in the eat mate. I could eat that up. Oh, that is just so cool. Those kinds of feelings. And what ends up happening is that's what we would call delight. The person is delighted. It allows that signal to go from the reptilian brain to the mammalian brain, where you're thinking about relationships, and allows you to go all the way up to your prefrontal cortex, where decisions are made. And so if you ever think about, well, why did they not do the thing I wanted them to do? Well, because you didn't delight. You didn't go ahead and give them an opportunity to have that neural pathway to reducing pain, increasing pleasure. But when you do, they don't change the channel. They don't go off to another website. They don't go continue searching for the solution to the thing. Gauge, because you are the solution. That relationship is important to them, and they will continue to go ahead and have that. This is a place where you're going to get the answers, the solutions you need, the care in life or business and beyond.
That's great. I love it.
Now, that's going to be a little difficult for AI to do these days.
AI is a driver, but is it off the cliff? Or is it taking us to Kumbaya? I don't know. Some of it, maybe. Who knows? We'll hang on and see what happens for sure.
We definitely will. And hopefully we will figure out how to make sure that it's the right tool for the right job. I think that's the essence right now. And so we incorporate AI in the solutions that we offer over here, and a number of folks that are actually rocking it today.
Yes, but not AI
on how they approach.
Just for AI's sake.
No,
AI because it enhances the existing thing and makes it streamline, flow, whatever. It's not just to get a Band-Aid and slap it on there and just have the words AI on there. No, it actually becomes a cohesive, integrated part of everything, and it actually makes what you're already doing better. And I think that's the key that a lot of folks miss in general. I think people are just got overwhelmed with AI. So I hear the term AI slop a lot when it comes to content. I think business has an AI sickness, because they just want to throw AI at everything right here. And even though what they had worked perfectly fine.
Or even better.
All of a sudden the AI is wonky because it's not dependable, because it can hallucinate. And the product or the service that someone goes to you for, that they've counted on and depended on for years, now becomes less reliable, less dependable, more expensive, because AI is expensive. So those kinds of things are going on in business right now. So I would say, just in general, good business advice, don't do AI just for AI's sake. Make sure it's something that works for you. And that doesn't matter what business you're in at all. And sometimes some things are like, oh, it's cool that we have this. It's a neat little aspect to what we're doing, but it doesn't replace all the human beings who are doing all the other pieces of it. It's a tool. It's like a hammer. A hammer can build a house. It can destroy a house. It just depends on the person wielding that hammer.
Absolutely. Well, we said the same thing about social media. You could do it for social media's sake and just wear yourself out and not necessarily have the results that you want, or you could be strategic about these things. Same thing with paid ads. You were mentioning earlier about how we used to go to Google for authority, and now even AI is not going to Google for authority. Where is the right tool for the right result that you're trying to get?
Exactly.
And how do you, on the other side, as a business, go ahead and put the right tools out there for the decision for that consumer to make?
Awesome. Well, this has been a really good conversation. I've learned a lot more about your business than I knew before, and I have a better understanding of it. And I'm hoping that you and the audience also understand a little bit about why a business would consider podcasting as an evergreen calling card that represents their mission and message well.
Absolutely. It's been delightful having you on here, Jennifer, because I've actually seen your journey and the growth that has happened in the industry and so forth. And I tell you what, if you're thinking about podcasting and really want to go ahead and have the right kind of no nonsense type of guidance, let alone ability to go ahead and make it happen, Jennifer is a prime person to have in your corner. And her team are rather amazing, I must say.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks can look me up, Jennifer Navarrete, but that's a challenging last name. I'm e-podcaster on social media, but my company is Brewing Media, brewing.media. That's the actual URL. And you can find me online. Actually, you could just reach out to Kathy. She knows how to get a hold of me. But yeah, it's really been great to be on your podcast. I wish you all the success. And I really like that you're leaning into your brilliance and allowing more of the world to experience it firsthand.
Absolutely. Definitely, this is a season of allowing a lot of great things. And speaking of, definitely like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you thought about these different topics, and see you on the flip side.